Alright, today I'm going to solo the Sir Jackie raid boss using a very unique build, the pirate build. What makes this the pirate build is I've got the anchor, and I've got the dual guns, and I've got the pirate cosmetics equipped. Before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to Giyu. Giyu, if you are watching this video, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you for tuning into this video. I really appreciate all the support you give me on the channel. And if you would like to get a random shout out in the video, don't forget to subscribe as I give a shout out to every subscriber in every video. Now with that out the way, normally at this point in my video, I spin a trait on these weapons. But to tell you the truth, I am re-recording this video and I lost the previous footage. So I don't know if you guys will believe me, but the two traits I got on the dual gun and the anchor is crit damage and crit damage. I guess it won't be the pirate build if I just didn't have insanely random luck. I didn't even get focus 3 at all. I was trying to get focus 3 like I normally do, but I guess I got crit damage today. Twice, by the way. Got crit damage twice. But now that we've got the trait out of the way, let's get into the full build here. I'm running anchor and dual gun because I feel like these are two weapons that pirates would use. I've got the spooky cat and the reaper pet so I can do enough damage, and I've got the two pirate cosmetics in the game, and I promise you I am showing my pirate eye patch. It's just underneath all these bandages. I promise you there's a eye patch under there. And I've got the HP and the AP passive for the healthy power synergy, and I've got the double damage perk right here, and I've got the deep abyss tag because I feel like this is a pirate themed tag. I don't know, I'm trying my very best to be like a pirate here, but this build is very HP and crit damage centric because of the pirate hat and pretty much all these accessories right here. So good thing we're getting lots of crits since we've got critical damage on both our weapons here. And lastly, as far as upgrades, I've got 4 cooldown and 3 damage on the dual gun, and I've got the exact same thing on the anchor. I've got 4 cooldown and 3 damage. With everything out the way, let's solo the Sir Jackie boss using the pirate build. Alright, I just loaded in. Of course, I've got both weapons at 100 mastery for the anchor and the dual guns right here, so we can see the pirate's full potential with the V moves right here. So let's do a damage test with the pirate build. Starting with the anchor, water erupts does, with a crit, that's doing about 300, 400 damage. Let's see how much water dance does. Dang, it does about 1,000 damage. That's with some crits though. And for abyss splash, excuse me. Dang, that's about 2,000 damage right there. Now let's try the dual guns. For a headshot, we've got 156 damage. For jackpot, we've got 300 damage with the crit. And for bullet hell, let's see, that's 1,200 damage. That's with some crits though. And for bullet storm, let's see. Dang, 4K, almost 4K damage. Our build's pretty strong. Now let's damage test again with the double damage perk. So water erupts, this time now doing, let's see, that's 300. I don't know. There's the second damage right there. Maybe it was like 500 damage. For water dance, let's see how much this one does. About 1,300 damage. And abyss splash, doing 3K without a crit, which is very good. For headshot, we got 200. For jackpot, we've got 348. For bullet hell, we've got 1,400 damage. And for bullet storm, yeah, we've got over 3K damage right there. So this build is looking pretty cool. I really like this build so far. And look at our health. With the warrior mode, we got 500 health. We were never gonna die. So let's speed up the fight. Let's see how long it's gonna take the pirate build to beat him. Alright, we finally took him down. That was actually pretty fast, considering we're not using any divine or raid weapons. See how long it took? 9 minutes and 37 seconds. Yeah, that is great time right there. Alright, so my final thoughts for that pirate build. This is definitely a very fun and obviously very gimmicky build. Of course, I enjoyed this build because personally, the dual guns are my favorite weapon in the game. And surprisingly, the Anchor V-move does a lot of damage and was low-key the carry in this run. If I was hitting good crits, it was doing upwards of 4k damage. And that's the kind of damage you see in like a raid or divine weapon right there. And I know, of course, it's maxed out in stats with crit damage and everything, but I mean, this is the mythic weapon we're talking about. The V-move is severely underrated for the Anchor, but obviously the rest of its kit is alright compared to a divine. But I just think it's super impressive for the Anchor. And in terms of the synergy the weapons had together, comboing all of dual gun skills with the Anchor's C-move was pretty nice and satisfying. And while the cooldowns for dual guns were running, I just back up and use Anchor's V-move into X-move and get back into the close range using dual guns really fast cooldown of headshot and jackpot. And Anchor's cooldowns were pretty fast too. Like definitely a super fun build, and I wasn't really M1ing a lot. I was just spamming lots of skills. The pirate hat is definitely a great and amazing accessory for giving you 10 damage and 20 crit damage. Its stats are so insane. The power creep in this game is actually getting kind of ridiculous, considering this weapon gives you 10 damage and 70 health for 1,000,000 coins and all these materials, when the comedy mask gives you so much more or less stats for all these materials right here. Anyways, that's going to be it for the pirate video. Stay tuned if you want to see a bonus fight of me using this build versus the Shogun boss. But before I leave, I want to say the next time I'm streaming will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please convert to your time zone and see if you can make it. I'm going to be streaming about the brand new update that's going to be releasing. And if you have any suggestions or ideas about gimmick or theme builds, please let me know in the comments. I definitely had a lot of fun making and using this build, so I'd like to try more builds similar to this build right here. Especially if the build involves dual guns or Anchor, since I've already got crit damage on it, so I don't got to worry about the trait right there. Anyways, that's going to be all for my commentary for this video. Thank you so much for watching.